Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess baby. Let's see what messages Spirit has for us today. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective, highest timelines, highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. Wow. Ten of Swords in reverse is like, it's closed. Olivia Pope, it's handled. Whoa! Wow. Say it, Pisces. I am the High Priestess. I am the High Priestess. Maybe there's like a wound that it's like finally closed through this eclipse portal and it's bringing more peace. Drop it in the live chat. Drop it in the comments. I am the High Priestess. Trusting patterns over promises, even when it's myself. You know, they say Mercury retrogrades, Venus retrogrades, even eclipse portals, they show us patterns. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way to start pattern recognition, but sometimes I think it's easier to recognize pattern recognition outside self, because then at some point you built that muscle and then you can turn that inward, which is like really where the actual work is, right? Of like, what is the pattern that I am perpetuating, or what is the pattern that I continue to engage with that I don't want to anymore? You know, like you give yourself the option to opt out, you know, like to unsubscribe. I'm unsubscribing from this pattern. And patterns are usually rooted in wounding. So the more self-aware, right, we become High Priestess, the more High Priestess healing you activate. And a synonym for High Priestess healing is intuitive healing, which everyone is equipped with. It's just a muscle. And intuitive healing is emotional and mental, but it's also physical. Intuitive eating, intuitive consumption, intuitive like sensing. You know, for those of you who are highly sensitive, sometimes fabrics, right, can trigger or activate frequency. So like certain, and you don't have to be on the autism spectrum for this, you can just be like super highly sensitive, but both. You can be called to wear certain fabrics and then also be repulsed by certain fabrics. And that might sound so trivial and minor. It's really not, though. Everything you put inside of you and on you influences your mood and your vibrational frequency in that moment, you know. All that to say, like, this looks like, oh, I'm emotional. I got my own shit going on. I'm going to tell you at the end what's going on over here. But this feels like someone's like really letting their High Priestess healing, intuitive healing, pattern recognition kind of like take the wheel, this portal. And this looks like a congratulations, something is closed out. Yeah, Six of Swords at the bottom, moving towards calmer waters now. I had crazy dreams about ships. It's always like when I'm stressed out, I'm always on the ocean, and it's like the waves are like ready to capsize these boats, no matter how big they were. But we made it, guys. We made it. One more here, Spirit. Oh my God, a new beginning. Chris Reck, I don't know if you guys watch him, Minnow Pond. I learn a lot from, okay, I watch tarot like people watch sports. Sometimes, a lot of times I watch tarot readers. I'm like, I don't even need the fucking message. I just want to watch this person engage with the cards because it is art. Like, I'm inspired by watching certain people read cards because when people are really doing it, it is like it is an art form. It is like watching someone sculpt clay into a masterpiece, and I love it. Chris Reck had said, like, this Two of Wands story is like this man built this lovely castle. And now I'm hearing Ed Sheeran, Castle on a Hill. He built this lovely castle, but then at some point he was like, I need another adventure. I need another voyage. I need another project. I think this is like you, hello, Miss Neptune. I think you built something very beautiful within through healing. And now it's like now you're ready to venture out, to see what else is out there, to try something new, to build something new. This little emblem in the bottom left-hand corner for my Tarot Academy students, past, present, and future. The rose and the lily is a symbol of death and rebirth. The lily being death and masculine energy, and the rose being rebirth or birth and the feminine energy. So this is truly like a death of, you know, with pattern death and integration of the wound into self, there's essentially a rebirth. And like with that rebirth is the old version of you they're not dead. They're just no longer here in the way that they once were. You know? Wow, and the Hierophant at the bottom. God has entered the chat. You listened. You listened. And now the High Priestess and the Hierophant, technically these are, it's like night and day. It's the same energy, but one's the feminine, one's the masculine. Like that rose and the lily. So there's a higher level spiritual aspect of self that's going to be revealed. If your psychic abilities have been turned up and on lately, where it's like maybe a little freaking you out a little, or you're experiencing new physiological symptoms associated with that, that's letting you know like the density is cleared, so now more of this can come online. There's an unlocking here too. The two keys unlock. It's the subconscious and the conscious mind. Yeah, there's a brand new beginning here. This is really beautiful. Smash that love button, Pisces. This is I love a cryptic reading. Let's get some deets on this. Show me the wound. King of Wands, Ace of Cups. Your heart is, ooh, this was a heart wound. This was a heart wound. And we just, oh my God, that's so crazy. Yeah. It was a heart wound. Stay tuned to the end. I'm going to tell you something I'm going through right now. And I can't believe I just said that, heart wound, because that's like what's going on over here. Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups. Pisces, this is really nice. This is really nice. Show me the, just a little backstory on the 10 of Swords in reverse. And then we'll move into the light. Carol Ann. Show me the 10 of Swords in reverse. Thank you for this reading, Spirit. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This is immediately like, whoa, so many things just came through, but it was one of them is like not investing in self. Not investing in self, not nurturing self, not trusting self, not pouring into the self, but that's like what's being closed out. 7s are also personal reflection cards. So this also feels like on a bigger scale, like your level of personal reflection has also increased. And if you're at the start of your journey, it's like, oh, we've awoken to what self-actualization is, and we're on this path now of like, oh, everything I'm experiencing is actually like it's coming from inside the house. 10 of Swords in reverse, 7 of Cups. Oh, I meant to say 7 of Pentacles. That's weird. So there's an illusion associated with that. Heart, 4 of Wands. Four of Wands is house, home, security, stability, sometimes partnerships too. One wound could have been like investing in people who don't invest back in you. And the reality of that may also have been like, perhaps you were not investing in self the way in which you wanted to be invested in. Stability, not investing in stability. So it's like runner-chaser dynamics here too. And runner-chaser dynamic doesn't always have to come up in the romantic space. Runner-chaser dynamics can actually come up in managerial and employment situations. It can come up in friendships. It can come up in family, especially if you were raised by any sort of, you know, if you're raised in an environment where love was conditional, that was learned, you know. Anything else here? Crazy. Wow, I thought it was the devil. Oh my God, my eyes played a trick on me. Lovers. Well, interesting because Archangel Raphael in this card is holding their heart. So it is a heart chakra healing, which is stunning. These two people, the femme and masculine in this Garden of Eden, but technically it's like Central Park. This is the Modern Witch Tarot. It's the illustrations aren't NYC. In the traditional Rider-Waite, these individuals are facing the viewer of the card. In this spin, they're actually facing Archangel Raphael, which is like, I'm facing the Archangel of Love. And if you look in the traditional Rider-Waite, they're not making any physical contact. But here, they're like just about to. Like they're choosing to come together. So in a literal sense, this could be you coming... You could be coming into partnership, you know, especially because the High Priestess and the Hierophant, those are technically divine counterparts on a spiritual plane. You could be coming into partnership with people who reflect the healing. Meow. Love that. In any way, shape, or form. And this is because that death and rebirth energy, this portal seemed to have shed a layer of skin. Oh my God, Pisces, I'm going to cry. Like, this feels like from the tippity top of the portal to the tippity bottom of the portal. Like, this is a long shed. And you successfully learned, I don't know if this is learned. There is something here to do with knowledge, but it feels like the knowledge that you've attained over the years around personal reflection and like investment in self and how that plays out with other interpersonal dynamics. Something has come to fruition in this portal. And this could have to do with 4 people. Could have to do with 4 children. Doesn't have to be. Apples could have significance here. The other thing is there is a taming of reactions versus responses. And that has put you in this mastery energy. Because the High Priestess and the Hierophant, those are spiritual masters. They exhibit spiritual mastery. Spiritual mastery is like not mastery of the spiritual realm. It's mastery of the self and your relationship to your spirituality, to your spirit. Woofy, woofy. You know what's interesting too here is like, there could have been dynamics in your interpersonal relationships, especially if it is with 3 people, 4 people, where like stability was present, but the investment wasn't. And that's where some of us might develop disorganized attachment styles. Like, it's interesting that stability can be present on the outside, but the love language that you have might not have been acknowledged, attuned to, poured into. So this could even be a little bit more, for people who've been on this journey a while, this might be a little bit more of an advanced wound that you essentially closed out this portal, and a little bit more of an advanced pattern too. Like, it's giving like good on paper. Yeah, holy, because Lovers is Gemini, communication, and it's the twins, right? The light and the dark. So it's like good on paper. So you might be recognizing, or you may have recognized this portal, like things that look good on paper, but really don't fill the cup. And that isn't like, it's really any dynamic. Lovers, partners, friendships, family dynamics, contracts even, you know, like work related things where you're like, this does look good on paper and it is not pouring into me. That's okay. That's like Frank Sinatra. That's life, baby. You know, 10 of Pentacles at the bottom. Well, this is like that breakthrough energy. I would anticipate this in the upcoming weeks. April, May, June, like early signs of the development or flutters of this, the glimmers of this. And then June, July, August is like liftoff. Oh my God, yeah. It's a significant shift. I think this pattern too, there's like a 7 of Pentacles even is like, it's giving this 4 of Pentacles. It's a holding back. Holding back. Moving from a holding back to a, like, it's coming together. From holding back to coming together. From holding back to union. From holding back to vulnerability. And it's, of course, starting with this, right? Your spiritual connection to self. That higher self and human self. Is there anything else on this 10 of Swords? This feels like a long-lasting theme, even if you just... Mercury may have just shown it to you in a clearer way, this portal. Anything else with this? Smash that love button if you know what I'm talking about. Pisces. What are the odds? That is so nuts, guys. I swear to friggin', I cannot even. 10 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse. All these cards are upright. Man. I said bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. One more. 10, 10 is 20. It's judgment and it's resurrection. Wow. 6 of Swords, 2 of Cups. I just got goosebumps on that. 6 of Swords, 2 of Cups, and the Tower. That 2 of Cups is giving that same Lover's energy. So it's like moving into this portal season was to uproot your relationship to self so that the relationships outside of you reflect the depth of your rootedness in your spirituality. And what that means is honor, reverence, and respect. Honor, reverence, and respect. So it's like they wanted to show you where that wasn't present with the self so that you could hook that up, which it looks like it got hooked up. It's like the hands they're moving towards each other and now they're linked. They're hooked. I love this. Doesn't mean this was easy. This looks like it was very uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. That is portal season. It's actually this shift in self is allowing for some sort of, there's like a covering. There's a covering over you. A covering over you in a spiritual sense can sometimes be like when your vibration shifts, people who are on a certain type of frequency aren't going to be able to kind of like see you, but not in like a lonely sense, in a way of like, it's better if they don't, you know? It's like a little camouflage. It's a little, it's not like it's not 100, because there's always going to be folks, you know, that like are like, ooh, let me, it's flies to a, what is it? moth to a flame, you know? But there is a covering. So there's like some sort of, maybe you weren't even covered before. Maybe that was part of the problem. Too exposed, something was too seen. Maybe this Achilles heel was too visible. And that's why the pattern, like, even with your awareness, maybe it was still playing out. So now this covering of the Achilles heel, or like, could even be like a Chiron. This could be a Chiron thing, you know, that wounded healer. Check your chart, especially maybe if it's Gemini or Scorpio. Yeah. Yeah, especially Scorpio. Damn. Okay, I'm like lost in the cards now. Sorry. Okay. Wherever you fall here, there's a covering over the vulnerable part. Not in a way that's like blocking, in a way that's like, we just need, this is, this part, this vulnerable part, this is a privilege to access. It's a VIP ticket. It's not free, you know? Okay, let's, anything else with this? This is my Scorpio moon showing. I love the dark side. Two of Cups, Queen of Cups. Talk about confirmation. This is you turning water into wine, baby. No, but for real, this is you being able to hold pain to transmute pain. This is like someone who did not avoid this work, did not avoid this wound, did not avoid this process. And because of it, you were able to create art from the trauma, right? The mom in Beetlejuice, she creates this like, it's a bust, right? I think in art. Wasn't I talking about sculpture? Clay? She creates this bust of the terrifying sand snake that was Beetlejuice, that was essentially trying to like eat them, you know? But she creates art from it. Maybe, and some of you could just literally just be creating art in your life, or incorporating art in your life. I busted out my keyboard this week too. And this is you now, at very least your feminine energy is in a very celebratory, balanced, unionized, joyous place. But that has also taken time, you know? Two of Cups out here twice, for real. There is like union. There's union. So it's like the higher self and the human self, or union with like the integration of this wound into like, I accept this and I know how to talk about this now. I know how to like incorporate this in the conversations of getting to know me when I'm with other people, or I know how to put my finger on the pulse of this thing as I am evaluating contracts, commitments, partnerships, relationships. And that really makes everything a lot easier. Heart softening here. And look at that, the moon on the 2 days before the new moon solar eclipse. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Show me High Priestess. That's crazy. This is the heart softening. This was the card that we saw before. Ace of Cups. So something beautiful is coming in for you, an offer from the divine. Ace of Cups, High Priestess. Maybe some of you might have been like working for this. Like, I know that the type of contract or commitment that I'm aiming for requires a level of vibrational resonance. It has to share resonance. It doesn't have to be exact, right? But if that's the case, then your High Priestess healing, your intuitive healing, has aligned you with the frequency to receive this. And this can be like a fulfilling creative opportunity, a fulfilling partnership, a fulfilling job opportunity. Heavy emphasis on like heart-centered, heart-led, heart healing. It's the vibration from the heart. One more here with that Ace of Cups. Wow, yeah, dude. Wheel of Fortune. This is like the lessons learned. And now this is the next chapter. Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune is your next chapter. I have goosebumps all over my head now. This is your next chapter. Can you show me a little more? Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. That is so nice. And Ace and the Wheel is when the universe is like, you passed the test. And I don't mean to trigger with that verbiage. Just like, it's just a very human thing we can all understand. Yeah, 10 of Wands. Look at that. All these 10s. This is crazy. I love it. This was like a lot of weight too on you, whatever this wound was. I want her on the top. 2 10s is a 20, and that's Judgment. So it is resurrection. The thing is, it's fire. So it's like you had to use fire to transmute this one. So that may have been like activating sacred rage, activating sacred anger, activating sacred boundaries, activating sacred action, where you're like, oh, to heal this particular wound, it's actually going to be in moving and burning, versus sometimes we heal through sitting and nurturing. Sometimes we heal through planting and cultivate. It's like different medicine for different wounds, you know. This one specifically was healed through fire. Yeah, Emperor. This is prep. Oh, this is prep, because Neptune's moving into Aries on Monday, and the Emperor is Aries energy, and Saturn's moving into Aries next month too. Pisces always, I feel like, gets hit with stuff before launch day. You know. And this is so that you would be in, like, nothing gets by the Emperor. The Emperor knows everything that's happening in the Empire. And, like, they pick and choose when they get up. You know, there doesn't mean they don't know what's going on. They just, like, they're like, I actually know everything that's going on here. I am just choosing to focus on what moves the needle, what's, like, most important right now. Big boss up energy. Anything else? The Ace, the 10, and the 10. Holy shiz. What? This Hierophant's barefoot too. So that's reclamation of natural gifts. Reclamation of natural gifts. This wound particularly blinded an aspect of your spiritual ability. That's also probably why there's like a little psychic uptick right now. And if this wound is specifically around long-term commitments, if there's a wound there, this is what's being essentially like reconfigured, because the High Priestess and the Hierophant, that is a divine pair. And a beauteous one at that. Claim it, baby. Smash that love button. Okay, so whatever is here or coming in now, this is a higher level commitment that's going to mirror back to you. This is like reintegrating the fragments of self. So you're going to see all of the little parts that maybe you like lost and now have put back together. You're going to see it in this new offer. I can't tell if it's a contract or a person, like a friendship, a family, a lover, but I don't know that it matters, but it is a fulfilling commitment is what I'll say. This is a fulfilling commitment, and it allows you to, you're not going to operate in there's like you taking on too much in the past. There was like something about you taking on too much. Maybe it was like too much of others' feelings, or too much of responsibilities to avoid feeling, or too much you know, fear, worry, concern. In this one, whatever the responsibility was that was too much, whatever the process was of like you taking on more and like the why, that's not here anymore. So like a little fear, yeah, 5 wands at the bottom, a little fear that might come up in this new wave is the question, am I doing enough? The answer is always going to be yeah. So if that starts coming up of like, oh, am I doing enough? Or like, do I need to do more right now? That's probably the old remnants, and that's okay. You're just going to simply acknowledge like, oh, that's an old story loop. That's an old pattern. I don't have to bring that with me. Yeah. You're allowed to just take your top off. You don't need to worry about that. This is a nude friendly beach, you know? Rock and roll, baby. All right. Oh my God, this reading's so long. 2 of Wands, building something new. 9 of Wands. Doing it tired. No, I'm just kidding. Well, the 9s are fruition. Show me the 9. It's leaving what once was. It's leaving what once was. Because you actually extracted the power from the pain, and that is the whole point of this. See how in this 3 of Swords, the heart's bleeding black? Black is power. The only way to get to like the gift or the nugget of light or the power in the wounds is like to get to the center. This is what happened. You got to the center and extracted the power. 2 of Wands. Yeah. And there's bridging happening. So it's that integration of like, you're not going to take like the wounded patterning or behavior. You are taking what you learned from it to bridge into the new world. Can you show me new world? 6 of Swords. Bridge into the new world. And boats go under bridges, babe. So you're not even taking a car. I wonder why boats keep coming up. Boats. It's quiet travel. You're still a little, there's still some sort of, oh, she's cloaked. There's like still some stealth energy here. And I'm not positive that I'm going to get it, but there's something like cloaked, protected, covered. There's, by you taking a boat, there's less traffic and there's more silent travel. So it's like where you're going and what you're getting is maybe a little bit under the radar, or it's protected, it's cloaked, you know? I think there's something to that. So that's also how you'll know that this is the right fit, is like there's a level of privacy or there's a level of quiet associated with this. Anything else? And this Hermit card is like the guiding card of this year. There you are, Queen of Cups. Twice in the same reading, we love to see her. This is because you chose your cup first. And sometimes that means, hey, let me look at how I'm not filling my cup. Or let me look at why is my cup not being filled? What is wrong with this soda dispenser? You did a beautiful, beautiful job, Pisces. Smash that love button for this lovely new beginning here. And the spiritual revelation. Anything on, let me just pull one on this. High Priestess, Hierophant. It's a higher level of perspective. You're going to see beyond just your perspective. You're going to be able to tap in. Yeah. You're going to be able to tap into others' perspectives. It's a little bit like mind reading, but not pervasive, not pervasive, not pervasive. It's like offering this gift for you. Maybe that's part of what's quiet. Being able to understand other perspectives in the moment without someone maybe being able to completely verbalize them just gives you a broader understanding of the circumstances playing out. And I think that's going to be part of, like, remember I said Pisces instead of Priestess? I think that just adds a level of mental peace, and being able to not take things personally and being able to like play your poker chips as you need to. This is a good one. I dig this. Wheel of Fortune out here twice. It's like big wheels keep on turning, baby. And the moon. Crazy with this solar eclipse and the new moon this week. So Pisces, yesterday I got news that it was so crazy. I woke up from a dream where I was in a classroom. I haven't had a teaching dream in so long, since before COVID. I've been out of the classroom formally for like 10 years now. And I journaled about the dream because I was like, this is so crazy. It was so crazy what was happening in the dream. It was just lots of symbols. And I was like, this feels so fragmented. But that's dreams, I guess, right? And yesterday I chose to go to the library to do some work instead of my home office, just to switch things up. Also haven't been to the library in like over a year. Got there, set up, and I got a text from someone I used to teach with. She was my classroom assistant. And I knew when she texted me, I was like, oh, this is bad news, because she usually will usually just engage on Instagram. And I haven't heard from her in a while either. So she asked if I had heard about a former student that I had when she was my classroom assistant. And this was in 2011, 12. And the student was like a very memorable student. I had the worst class in that school, and they like aged me, but they made me, you know. And this student was one of the ones who, he had to be I had a crew, but like he had to be one of my helpers, because if he wasn't, this child would just take us off course, you know. So smart and so funny. And he is one of the ones where I had developed a saying with my students who were like adults in these children bodies. And I would say, that is funny, but not appropriate. Because they would say such funny shit that was just so inappropriate. But a lot of times I would laugh. And I was like, I have to acknowledge that, like, we gotta be on the same team. I'm not gonna be reprimanding these kids for saying truths that I also share, but like, I'm also going to teach them, but like, there's a time and a place. And like, right now we can't be funny. And he was one of them, one of the comedians. But, my colleague had let me know that he had passed away from heart failure. He had a heart condition since he was born. And, he passed away at the same age that I was when I taught him, which is so crazy, because I'm like, how could he be that old if I'm still that old, you know? And I'm not going to say his name, but his last name is actually associated with the heart chakra, which is so cosmic, right? And I took the day yesterday. I went home and I couldn't really do much, because I was like, it's like a what the fuck. Any death is like a what the fuck, but especially someone so young. And I'm so grateful. I've never had a student pass away. So it was also like, oh, I don't know how to navigate this, which is also humbling, because I'm like, oh, I navigate death so well. I know I've had so many people die. But this one, this was a different kind of hard. And, I'm reminded that life is so short and we don't know what is next. And it's so important to operate from the heart. And this man's heart had so much light. It was like it could only burn for 20 something years. And I just want to pay him a little homage for being like one of the kids that helped me become the teacher that I became in that school. For real. I was a leader in that school. And what a funny ass kid with an old soul in a little body. Thank you for letting me share some of this with you. And I hope that you hold your loved ones near and far, dear to your heart, close today and always, right? Death is always a reminder to hold people close. And those of you who I did speak with yesterday and you knew and reached out, thank you so much for your love and support. I love you so much. And that being said, I'm going to send my love and light to you now, Pisces, if you want to hold my hands. I'm sending you so much Reiki love and healing. Take a gentle inhale through your nose. And a soft release out through the mouth. Offer yourself gratitude for being with yourself in this moment today. And one more time, Pisces, in the live chat in the comments, drop it. I am the High Priestess. Yes, you are, babe.